So Adam Silver has been talking about the WNBA, and let's take a listen to what he said.
Here, WNBA, as you know, they're calling for players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly 50% of the revenue of NBA players.
Yeah, that percentage revenue is the craziest thing. Like, that is the one argument they can never win because they don't own 50% of their league. They sold 58% of their league. And unfortunately, just like in any business, if you sell 58% of your company and your company booms, you don't get 100% of the profits.
Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think the share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective.
And yeah, he's obviously talking about them getting a pay increase. And I still think that, like, that's one of the things. Does anyone know how much the NBA gets from WNBA yearly? Because they get WNBA's revenue. They get 42%. They get 42%. On top of that, like, and this is one of those funny things, is like, people are going to call out Adam Silver, and he's right. Like, it is impossible. We're never getting a new CBA. It is literally impossible. Like, it is literally impossible. Genuinely. The players want 50%. The league does not own 50% of their league. The players are basically saying, the NBA, pay us. Pay us. Not the fact that they've invested money. Like, that's the thing. They don't have. They're literally going to go to outside investors and demanding money from outside investors. Like, unfortunately, that's not really how it works. They're never going to get their revenue split, but there's going to be there's going to be a number that they agree on. It's as simple as that. The number of 850K that they had is not, like, they were never going to accept a flat number of 850K. There's going to be. They can keep pushing for a literally impossible revenue split. Like, they're basically asking the owners, especially when it comes to I'm struggling to think. The charter flights, all the, like, retirement benefits they want, all the medical expenses, the insurances, the stuff in the arena. Like, they are basically like the Indiana Fever. If the players get what they want, the Indiana Fever are going to operate at a loss. The Golden State Valkyries are going to operate at a loss. It is with the current media deal. And people are like, oh, it's 200 million a year. Yeah, that's split between 15 teams. Like, that's 200 million a year split between 15 teams. It's what? 12 million, 11 million a year? Is it even 11 million a year? Yeah, it's more than 11. Like, let's say 11, 12 million a year. Charter flights are going to cost more than that for every team. Like, the media deal doesn't even cover the charter flights. And then you have to take into account that unless you are the Golden State Valkyries or the Fever, you're probably losing money at the gate every game. You're probably losing money at the gate, and you're probably losing a lot of things. But there is a number that teams that can work out for everybody, that the owners still get theirs, the investors get theirs, because unfortunately that's just the way the world works, and players can get more. I still think 1.5 million is a legit possibility for max contracts, and it might go higher. I think the 300K minimum is probably in and around what it's going to be. The vet minimum is probably going to be 300K. The rookie deal started at 250K. Look, $250,000 was the NBA, or $500,000 was the NBA minimum a decade ago. So that as a minimum contract is, not that it's fine, but, like, that's probably what it's going to be. And, like, 300, like, the vet minimum being more than the current max is mad. Like, that's an unbelievable thing in the CBA. But if the players are hung on the revenue split, which they can't, if they have, unless they are literally saying we are boycotting this league, they're not going to be able to just hang out on the revenue split, because it is impossible. Even if Adam Silver wanted to make it a revenue split, he can't. You literally need 30 NBA owners to agree to basically forfeit their investment in the league, which they're not going to do. They don't become millionaires by that. So unless they forfeit their investment, the revenue split's not going to happen. Like, look, they made deals with the devil to keep the league alive. They needed the NBA money 20 years ago. They needed that new investor money 3 years ago. Otherwise, the league would not exist. And unfortunately, those deals to keep the league alive have like lowered the amount of money they can get. And it's so funny looking at this. People are like, oh, pay the players. I told you he was the problem. Can he magic up money? I mean this. Can he magic up money? No, he can't. Say not even magic. Can he magic up a revenue percentage? Like, can Adam Silver magic money out of thin air? Yeah, but it's not about the money. It's about a percentage. He can't magic up equity without diluting shares, which he's not going to do. He's not going to create a whole bunch of new shares and dilute shares. That will literally get him. It might land him in fucking jail. Like, that literally might land him in jail. Here's how you know he's getting involved isn't going to do much at all. Silver's refusing the idea of getting a better share because there's only finite amount of equity. Revenue sharing is the fundamental issue. There's a finite amount of equity. Never seen an outside commissioner comment so frequently. He is the commissioner. It's not. Kathy Engelbert's gone. It is literally, have you ever asked why Adam's so invested? She left $3+ million job, got shares in the company, put them over WAP, doubled, I don't know. Share isn't the right word. It's called revenue sharing. I don't understand how people think that there is, like, if revenue sharing is like a non-negotiable, liquidate the WNBA today. It's not, it literally can't happen. Someone's going to end up in jail. There's going to be some form of money manipulation. If revenue share is because they own 42% of the league and the players want 50%, like, for nothing. Nobody's going to hand them shares. The owners aren't going to give them 100% of their money, especially when they're paying 30-40 million a year for charter flights, for new arenas, for everything. They're all building $100 million arenas. It's, if that ends up being a sticking point, not only is there not going to be a season this year, you might as well just liquidate the league right now. It's never going to exist. Because you can't, like, there's only a finite amount of equity in a league. And unfortunately, because there's only a finite amount of equity, they have been selling off more and more and more and more over the last 27 years because they needed to survive. And unfortunately, you know, people didn't invest at a charity. The people that invested and ate the losses for 27 years are looking for their money back. So, yeah, I think there is a world where the players can get paid, can get a 7-8x increase, going from $250,000 to 1.5 million. And I think, heck, there's players that deserve 10 times that. Now, Caitlin Clark making 30 million's not even enough. But it's a CBA league. It's an American sports league. There are owners that are going to be willing to take a loss, but no league is going to sign up to guarantee every owner is, like, with the way the revenue split is, if they get 50% of the revenue, the owners actually can't take revenue. So every cent the owners are putting into the team, not 1 cent of it comes back to them. So basically, the owners are footing all operation costs till the end of time. Because the NBA aren't giving their money back. Those outside investors in 2022 aren't giving their money back. So you're basically saying owners cannot make a cent off the WNBA for till the end of time, and then also, you know, you're going to have to magic up 8% of equity out of either the NBA or elsewhere. That's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. But an ideal situation, realistically, could they make 2-3 million? Yeah. I still think that they are pushing the revenue split so hard so that they can really push a number they want. And I think that's a smart way to go about it. Look, the revenue split's not happening, but if they keep saying that, the league wants to happen. So eventually they will give them a number that's too good to refuse regardless of revenue split. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.